Savance.
Oh my stars, Cole Caulfield ties it.
He's in. He scores! Oh my! Delmanov!
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to a brand new episode of the Curfew Boys Podcast. If you're listening to us on YouTube, thank you so much. Please click like and subscribe. It is absolutely free. Share this with your friends, especially with your fellow Habs fans, friends near and far. If you're listening to us on audio platforms such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, whatever audio platform you're listening to, thank you so much for tuning in. Please give us an honest rating and review. It's the only way we can feel the love and maybe make us better. Who knows? This episode of the Curfew Boys is sponsored by Habs Cave. A big shout out to our boy Sunil, as always. Has probably the best man cave for every Habs fan's dream. Nothing but Montreal Canadiens memorabilia from top to bottom. There's absolutely no more Gyprock left in his basement. Give our boy Sunil a shout at who's he on? Instagram, TikTok, and obviously he's just a fantastic human being, a great guy within the Montreal Canadiens community and the community in general. So Habs Cave on Instagram and TikTok, give him a shout. Also, my buddy Mike from RDP, Mike's Barbecue Rub. He is the only Canadian company that uses his own I'll restart that. Mike's Barbecue Rub. He's, like I said, my buddy Mike at RDP uses his own spicing seasoning for anything that goes on the barbecue. Wow, it's a late night for me. Whether it's meat, fish, vegetables, chicken, if it could be thrown on the grill, you definitely need to try out Mike's Barbecue Rub. He also uses his seasoning for his own kettle chips. That's what I originally wanted to say, but it is full disclosure. It is late night on a Tuesday night. This episode will be released on a Friday morning. And like I said, give my boy Mike's Barbecue a shout on Instagram, on TikTok. Chris, I know you're laughing. I know I'm messing this up, but it's okay.
You almost said give Mike a rub.
I almost said give Mike a rub. Maybe he liked that. Maybe he wouldn't. I know we go way back. But nonetheless, give my boy Mike a shout. Instagram, TikTok, Mike'sBarbecueRub.com. Here's the famous slogan from Mike's Barbecue Rub. Folks, don't forget to rub your meat. I am Sammy. He is my cousin Chris. Hey now.
Hey now.
Like I don't know how many mistakes I made in that opening, but what can I say? It's just one of those days. This is the beauty about podcasting. You can make mistakes more than once. Nobody's gonna give you shit for at least somebody within the production team. Might be embarrassing. Maybe we'll gain followers. Maybe we'll lose some. It is what it is. But how are you, Chris?
I'm good. A lot going on in Habs land, seemingly, but
I couldn't agree more.
Little announcements just peppered throughout the day and evening. So, yeah, guess just random Habs news for you. I mean, minor touch. Left the office today, and guess who I bumped into?
I'm gonna take a wild guess. You bumped into what's her name? That's in charge. That basically Jeff Molson's right hand woman. Basically, in the
Margaret Bélanger, exactly cool. That. So it was funny. I was right in front of the Tricolore Sport, and I see her walking from far, and I go, I know that individual. And then, of course, honestly, good, like a good Habs fan, noticed her in 2 seconds, gave her a nod. But you see, last episode I was talking about wanting to do business with her, already crossing paths with her. The progression is next thing is going to be coming back with a signing or something of the sort.
You're manifesting it. That's manifestation at its finest. Were there any cameras following her in case the rebuild season 3 is happening?
No. Only Anthony gets to partake in the shows.
Apparently so. Oh, who knows? Maybe they'll ask us in season 3. Who knows? Chris, we actually have a special guest with us on this episode ahead of the Montreal Canadiens Prospect Showdown rookie tournament. Whatever you want to call it. We've been following this particular gentleman on Twitter for quite some time. We're fairly active together. We respond on tweets, we retweet, we have conversations that go on. I want to bring in for the very first time Nick Lariviere, who is also a writer and blogger for the SIG podcast. How are you, Nick?
What's up, guys? I'm good. You guys?
We're doing fantastic.
That was a great beginning.
Dude, like professionally made on the spot, man. Like I said, like I said, the beauty about podcasting, you can mess up so many times. There's
Yeah,
nobody that's
exactly.
going to give you crap about it. And like I said, this is either going to make or break our podcast with either followers or people that are just going to run away from us. So who cares? It's all about having fun. But Nick, how are you, buddy?
I'm good. So yeah, it's been a busy time for the Habs the past day or so.
It's been insane. Is it just me, or does it feel like even though the summer is long, there's always something about this team that's happening?
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, there are some times, I would say maybe the end of August, it felt like there wasn't much going on, but we've hit
True,
September and
true.
things have finally started picking up.
Things have finally have picked up. I mean,
Light at the end of the tunnel, as they would say.
you know what? Like I said, it's going to be almost a week or so that they announced the Carey Price trade. I'm slowly not moving on from it, but moving forward from it, and with obvious reasons. This was just a paper transaction. Carey Price will always be a Hab, but like it's just like I said, I've always repeated this. I'm reiterating, and I sound like a broken record, but I wanted him to be ours till the very end, even though it's just a paper transaction and he's not going to play. I get that. I know that we cleared up $10.5 million on the cap space for the Canadiens. It's still bittersweet. It's still bittersweet.
Oh, for sure. Like there's not much you can do. They were over the cap, number one. They could use the LTIR money, but from what I was understanding is that if they were to do that, they would forfeit the rest of the money for like a future transaction for the regular season. So it was better off. They were better off because they're probably going to be competing for a playoff spot to get rid of it this year. And I looked at it from that perspective. I feel like I've said goodbye to Carey Price at the end of the 2022 season. In reality, I've had a lot of time to get ready for something like this.
You're a better fan than us, that's for sure. Because like I think Chris could agree with me on this. Like, yes, we knew his playing days were done, but as long as he was still under contract with the Canadiens, he still belonged to us, even if he wasn't playing anymore. So I was holding on to that for some stupid reason. I know members of our audience are going to be like, you're like, get over it. You know, we cleared it, and I get it, and I understand it needed to be done. And just Kent Hughes masterclass again. Everyone was saying you have to give a first round pick or second round pick, just the way we got Sean Monahan. Well, we took a first round pick away from Calgary. Everybody thought that was going to happen. A fifth round pick. Okay. No problem. Take it.
We got a first round pick and the guy actually played. That's the difference.
It's insane. Like, out of what sorcery book is Kent Hughes reading off of these trade deals? I don't get it.
He's the best GM I've seen in my lifetime, for sure.
So do you agree with your colleague Tony Marinaro that he's the best GM since Serge Savard?
Yes.
Easily.
I wrote
Straight up.
the article after that. Easily.
Straight up.
I wasn't even born when Serge Savard was fired, so.
Oh my God. How old are you, if you don't mind us asking?
28. I'm 28, so I kind of just missed that time.
Okay. You're not that far off. I'm 37. Yeah, whatever. We're 9 years apart. It's okay. I could be your older brother. It's all good.
Exactly. I mean, I've got a younger brother who's 14.
Wow. So you're showing him the ropes basically about this team now. You have to lead that next generation.
Yeah, and he knows his stuff. I have
great.
middle brothers, like a step brother and a younger biological brother. They're not into hockey as much as the 14-year-old. It's me and him that we talk about hockey.
Perfect.
All the time.
You keep it that way.
Yes, we got to keep it that way. But it sucks. He tore his ACL last year in Bantam AAA.
Oh, that sucks.
It was supposed to, this year is supposed to be his draft year for the Quebec Major Junior, and it doesn't look like he'll be able to play until at least February.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Give him our best and tell him don't give up, don't quit, man. Work hard in recovery, man. That sucks to hear that. Sorry about that. Sorry to hear that, dude.
It sucks, but he's trying to make the most of it. He's staying in the gym.
Good.
the midget Espoir team took him like as like a spare kind of so he can work out in the gym with them. They like his work ethic, so it's pretty
That's
much
That's a great sign. That's an absolutely great sign for, having his place on the team, and
yeah.
if unfortunately somebody else goes down with an injury later on in the year, then
Well,
it sounds like his spot is waiting for him.
yeah, well, the spot is waiting for him in February when he's ready to go. He'll be able to play anyways.
Okay.
But
Okay, good. At least. Okay, cool, man. Well, not cool. I mean,
it's not that.
thanks for no. I mean, cool, like as in thanks for sharing that story. Not cool. Obviously, we wish him a full recovery. So, Nick, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us like how your journey through journalism began and making your way into the Sick Podcast.
So it started, I guess, really young. I knew I wanted to be a journalist. I have a form of cerebral palsy that affects my right side. So I knew I could never skate well enough to make the NHL. So I turned myself towards the media side from a young age. When I was at 15, 16, I started writing on different blogs. I think I had like a blog that I started with a friend that lasted a year before I then transitioned to A Winning Habit. I've been writing for a bunch of different sites over the years, and I guess eventually I was noticed by Agnello Cavallero, who's the father of Sammy, who owns the company.
Yeah.
And he said, like, we need a writer. So I started writing with them back in 2021, but there wasn't really, and we didn't really have like a proper deal for like monetary reasons. It was very difficult to get the bursary and all that. Finally, again this year, they contacted me back with an offer that was better and made sense for me to start writing again for them. So, because I
congratulations.
I find one thing I do find though is that after writing for so much time, I'm not just going to do it for free anymore. I'm going to want to get paid a little bit, even if there's not much money in the business.
I'm going to quote from one of Chris's favorite movies, also mine.
He's going for the Joker. He's going straight for the Joker.
1,000%. So Chris and I are big Batman fans.
That's not the movie, but The Dark Knight, just to specify.
So if you're good at something, never do it for free.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you listen, you got a passion for it. If you know what, you pay your dues, no pun intended. You pay your dues if you have to write, if you have to blog for free. But like, if you're at this point now in your life where you're very good at it and you know your worth, of course.
Yeah,
I think anybody, especially nowadays, would want to be compensated for what they're good at.
Especially,
so I can't blame you.
I've got a journalism degree and everything. It's just that right now, like the journalism world, like the mainstream and like paying actual journalists, it's not at its greatest moment in time as they transition more to like how with like social media and all that, anyone can be, like a citizen journalist. And I think we weren't prepared for like the beginning. Maybe future journalists will be able to break out and get better roles, but a lot of us are ending up in marketing roles. Like I work as a copywriter for Bet Online.
Okay.
So that's my day job normally, where I also have time to maybe write a couple articles, usually around this time at night.
Oh, I've seen a few of your articles. I read a couple of your articles, especially your top 10 prospect list that you got going on.
That I did. I set it up while I was on vacation over in the Maritimes. They wanted content, so I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do something so that I can have you guys like see one article a day and just
there's 10 of them right there. And then and to top it all off, you actually added an honorary mention of prospects too. Besides that, so there was 11. So good for you, man. Honestly, keep it up. Don't give up. Don't quit. Don't quit. If you saw the new, not documentary, but the video of the behind the scenes of the 2025 NHL draft that the Montreal Canadiens have been releasing every year, not going to spoil too much of it, but there's a speech that Marty gives to the prospects in the dressing room before that development camp took place. And I swear to God, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, go watch it.
It's amazing.
If you don't want to run through walls for this coach, you're not human and you ain't alive. Like That's all I'm gonna say. This guy Marty is unreal with the speeches, Chris.
Yeah, well, just to add to that, it's a great mise en perspective, or to put it into context, to go into motivation versus dedication and what is most important. And yeah, fantastic speech and great way to set up the kids, the prospects that are up and coming for what's going to make the difference in them getting to the show.
Man, but even the whole, I'll not so much a spoiler alert, but I think everybody's seen it on social media right now, especially Instagram, the little preview where Kent Hughes he's trying to text Ivan Demidov and get him to call. Are you awake? That's hilarious. But
probably answered, I'm skating.
Probably, but
knowing his habits.
But I think everybody put two and two together and saw that the reason why Kent Hughes would call Demidov during the draft is for sure to get information on Alexander Zarovsky, which ended up being the case. And there's another proof and another example of why Kent Hughes is such an awesome leader. We talk about Marty. We got to talk about Kent Hughes as well. A general manager of the NHL, especially of the Montreal Canadiens, asks a rookie who doesn't even have more than 2 NHL games under his belt, besides the playoffs.
7 total.
If you want to include the playoffs, sure, fine.
But probably adds, in my opinion, that adds 10 real regular season games. 5,
I like that point. You make a great point. Nonetheless, he's asking a rookie his opinion on a player they want to draft. If that's not leadership, and when we say that leadership starts at the top, if that's then I don't know what is anymore. And this is, Kent Hughes knows how to deal with these kids in this brand new era of hockey and how to deal with people and how to people manage, in a sense. It's unbelievable.
In that sense, I mean, it's a testament to what he was doing before. And I think what makes him so dynamic, and you think about the role that he played over the course of the years, dealing with vets like Patrice Bergeron getting and securing their last contracts, and also walking the youngest of rookies with a whole bunch of potential, maybe not so much potential, walking them through that process of, again, getting into the NHL and having success. So it's just, he's got that emotional intelligence. He's definitely got that experience. It's just the shoes on the other foot, but the communication itself doesn't change. I think, if anything, it just offers him an even more, or maybe not more, I'd say less direct way of speaking to the guys. But again, the manner in which he's doing so, I think, is just translating so well. And it's clearly a facet that has been missing within the organization for years, if not decades, at this point in time.
1,000%.
Yeah, I would agree, because it like, if you look at it, his communication is like so much better than most GMs, and there's not a lot of like player agents that become GMs.
I know,
and I think
the beauty
that's
of it too.
where that comes in, and why he looks like so much better of a communicator too, is because of his past. Because that's all agents do, is talk to their players.
Mm-hmm.
And it's helped players like Slavkovsky. It's definitely helped Suzuki. It helps everyone involved, and it's going to make a better team when it's all said and done.
We just need him to use those special ex-agent skills to negotiate this Lane Hudson contract.
He's gonna get him under. After kind of reading into things, I think he's gonna get him under Dobson's contract.
You think so?
Yeah, just under.
Just so 9 million.
Like PK Subban's exact deal. I could see it.
Oh my god, this is a bold prediction, Nick. I love it. Well, dude, if he does that, like, I think you got to put a golden statue in front of the Bell Center.
He's got the ability. I think, because Lane Hudson will think that he's got enough money. It's enough money. He'll be willing to take a bit of a pay cut, knowing the type of player he is. And
I think it's also the type of people they have too, that put the crest and the logo and the team first before their name.
Yeah,
and maybe their contract.
They all seem to believe that they had to be under Nick Suzuki for a limited time, but
yeah, exactly.
Laine doesn't count in that, by the way. I don't.
Nope. Laine was a trade. It was not a Kent Hughes contract.
Back, he's going to be on a deal for like $6 million, probably.
I could see that happening too.
Yeah.
And I think he would take it and agree with it if he sees that this team is going the direction that we all want them to.
He seemed really depressed in Columbus, and now he's actually happy.
He said it himself. He was ready to quit hockey.
So.
Well, the funny thing is like the behind the scenes stuff content that's coming out, and I'm not talking about the rebuild of last season and him coming back. I'm talking about like what he's doing, the way he's communicating his, I don't want to say post scrum or like scrum interviews, just after the practice when they're catching him, he seems even happier. He seems to be in a lot better of a spot. And to your point, guys, it's an interesting thing that I've been thinking about for a while. If he were to stick around, what would he sign? I'm thinking unless he goes absolutely berserk and scores a bunch of goals and hits the 40 mark, I could even see him signing under 6. I would probably say not under 5, but I can envision a contract dedicated for a power play specialist, likely on the second unit by that point in time, who's going to be happy to stick around the team. And again, there's like, I will say, maybe I hate using this word. It seems like such a trendy thing, but there's a whole vibe going on. There's really like it's a really interesting dynamic. Again, we've mentioned it a million times over, but this feeling of accountability, but now I would say it's like almost a borderline strange dynamic that we're seeing between upper management and players. You just mentioned Demidov. We also saw the behind the scenes with Caden Gooley and him going up. It's just, they're really, we hear of stories, and it goes back to the Bergevin times of like the upper management taking in the captains and assistant captains, but it's just like hey, what's your opinion? Like, take a little piece from here, take a little piece from there, whatever they can use. And it's there's no how would you say, there are no barriers. Like, nobody is not good enough and nobody is too good to get these recommendations from. It's little inputs from a little bit a little bit of everybody.
He's taking the pages out of Jocko Willings. What's his name for the oh my god, the extreme ownership. Fuck, I'm getting his name wrong here. Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. Jocko Willink, who's basically was a military officer, and he says the best officers he ever dealt with, they went and get the opinions of all of their troops that were so-called underneath in their rankings, getting the opinions of others to come up with some sort of plan. Kent Hughes is doing that, and that's the news. That style and that system creates a much more winning organization, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic, man, and it just makes this season that much more exciting. So we're gonna get onto the main subject now, boys, because I'm beyond stoked for this prospect showdown, because it's usually an indication that training camp is literally a couple of days away. So the Canadiens released basically the list of prospects that will be attending this camp. I'm going to share it right over here. Just give me a second. So here you go. So amongst the forwards, Owen Beck, Ivan Demidov, Will Deenan, Joseph Dunlap, Mark Astapa, Igor not Goryanov, Oliver Kapanen, Philip Machar, Israel Mianskum, Hayden Papanikis, Vincent Rohr, Tyler Thorpe, Luke Tuck, Matthew Wang, and Florian Jacki. Amongst the defensemen, Adam Engstrom, Carlos Handel, Simon Lavigne, Andrew McNeil, Malik McGowan, Bryce Pickford, Owen Protz, David Reinbacher, and amongst the goaltenders, Jacob Fowler, Arseny Radkov, and Mikas Vekvanags. I can't pronounce that name. I am so sorry. There you go.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting, obviously an interesting camp, but it's an interesting list of players that have potential of cracking the bottom 6 one day. And I think that's where management and the coaching staff want to see. And who's ready to go pro amongst these guys too? Who's ready to continue from where they left off with the Laval Rocket? But Nick, take it away, man.
I'm excited.
What are your thoughts?
We're going to see that line there with Tuck, Jacki, and
Tyler Thorpe. Yes.
That was the most fun line to watch last year, and they're all back.
Yep. And I think Pascal Vincent wants to put that line. But I can see him putting that line back together, because I could see him using that line in Laval. this coming season.
Well, now he can. And last year, though, I guess I found that Tuck was actually a healthy scratch a lot with Laval. He just
and this, yeah, 1,000%.
this year is
1,000%.
I think it's a make or break year for him. He's 23
I
years
couldn't
old.
agree more. Yep, I couldn't
Like,
agree more. And
this rookie camp will be very important for him too, even just to show what he can do. He's older than everyone else.
Yep, I couldn't agree more. And I think those injuries didn't help him last year. But you know what I mean? When you make your playoff appearance, your young team, but he's a guy that's supposed to be physical. He's supposed to go in the corners, not be afraid, maybe crash the net sometimes. And he was a healthy scratch too.
Yeah, healthy scratch when it came when he was finally healthy again. It was up and down year, and whereas Florian just soared like an eagle through the lineup.
Him too. I wouldn't be surprised. So you remember last year when they gave, I'm pretty sure it was Logan Mailloux that got the C. Yep. Owen Beck and I want to say Lane Hudson were the assistants.
Maybe Reinbacher? No, Reinbacher.
I think it was. Yeah, it wasn't Hudson.
It wasn't Hudson.
Enough. Was it?
Okay.
No. Was it Reinbacher or was it Engstrom? Well, maybe Engstrom.
It might have been Engstrom.
I could see this year. I mean, I could definitely see a guy like Owen Beck getting the C, but I could also see Florian and David Reinbacher getting the A.
Well, yeah,
for some reason, I feel like
Owen Beck should get the C in my opinion.
Who's this?
Pure leadership wise, I think in pure leadership, I think Owen Beck has the most, so it makes sense that they would give him the C. It's also
that's why I picked him.
His technically third or fourth even rookie camp. Been there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be his
fourth. Him too.
His fourth because when 18, when he came into training camp and looked like a complete stud, like if he was like 20 years old, they probably let him play in the NHL. He's ready for the NHL. It's just
I really think this is an opportunity for him to kind of showcase himself, especially that they know there's a bit of an issue going on down the middle with the Montreal Canadiens. I think we could all speculate that Doc is going to be second line center, Alex Newhook third line, but I think Owen Beck still needs to show that, hey, listen, I could play that centerman role just like Jake Evans does, type of deal.
And maybe it pushes Newhook to the wing. But also,
maybe it does.
Veleno's going to have to play center too, likely. Yep. I see him as the fourth line center, but that still leaves only one left-handed center on the.
I was just about to say, we're very right-handed center-oriented on this team right now.
Owen Beck, Oliver Kapanen, like even the prospects are right-handed. And this is why
it's so true.
I do not believe that there's a spot for Oliver Kapanen in the organization.
Interesting.
I don't.
Okay.
Unless even if he's a winger?
As a winger, sure. Not a center. There's no spot for him as a center. Maybe as a winger, if he can prove that he can beat out some guys on the wing, sure. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you should have traded him this summer. That's a guy I would throw in a trade any day.
Interesting.
I'll be honest with you. I no longer see Kapanen as anything other than a winger at this point in time. Yeah, it's funny that you should mention it. It's just I do not in any way, shape, or form think, and it's refreshing to hear. On defense, guys, though, I don't think there are too many names that absolutely stand out or that have too much pressure, other than two. We've mentioned their names a number of times. I think it's Reinbacher and Adam Engstrom's show to run on the back end. I think it's going to be very interesting to get some of our first looks for Bryce Pickford and Owen Protz.
Big time.
And then the other guys, again, do what you got to do. Take your shifts and best of luck in your development. I don't think they have any pressure whatsoever. And I'm just curious. I think it's going to be Owen Beck and Demidov, but who's playing with him? Because I think another guy with a huge amount of pressure for this rookie camp is Philip Machar. He's one of those guys that has a ton of pressure on him, but we still he flies so much under the radar. Yeah, maybe he's expected to be in Laval for the season and the entirety, but still for a first round pick, the expectations.
This is his last chance to show the organization. Doesn't need to make the NHL, but show the organization that he can be something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Whereas
it's too bad.
For Luke Tuck, I look at it as that he needs to play a few NHL games this year if he wants to be part of the future. I just don't see how you're gonna have Papanakis coming in. You're gonna have Thorpe coming in.
I can't wait to see him.
I think the line is
Like,
gonna be Papanakis, Jackeye, and Thorpe when we look at that.
dude, what they have to do is just bulldoze through everyone on the
Hansen line. It's the Hansen brothers.
It's literally
basically
pretty much that. Like, dude, I'm so excited to see Hayden Papanikis play. We're gonna be there. We're gonna be there on Sunday the 14th. By the way,
Okay.
And like this kid, I have to say, third pick at 69th overall. Great number. But Bryce Pickford too, another defenseman on the right hand side to showcase, because as we know that they're very, very limited on the right hand side, and this is his opportunity to show, like, listen, maybe he could play that bottom pairing role, kind of like the what we're seeing. Maybe we're going to see Alexandre Carrier play that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Maybe
next guy up, kind of
exactly that, just to just be a defenseman on the back end, play some penalty kills, and that's it. But like, he's still able to put up some numbers, though. Like, he's going to be a guy I'm looking forward to watching. I want to see Owen Protz lay the body down too, though, on defense. Like, I feel like he could be like a Jackeye light version, playing for the same. They play for the same junior organization. I want to see him be mean this weekend.
Speaking of Jackeye, what do you guys think? Would you ever consider putting him on the wing, like a fourth line winger to play?
Are you talking about Arbor?
Arbor, yes.
No, I'm sorry. No, I can't see it.
He could do it.
If it means
too much
keeping him on if it means he stays on the team, absolutely. I'm one of those. That's Arbor, by the way. Like, Arbor Jackeye is my favorite player on the team. I say it to everybody. Obviously, Demidov and Hudson are way more exciting, for sure.
There you go.
The bubble.
Well, guess what? You're not alone.
Yeah, exactly.
I got the same one there for you. I just ripped off the Rona sign because I don't need to be influenced with that publicity. But anyways, all that to say is that Arbor Jackeye is a quintessential piece of this Montreal Canadiens winning the cup in the eventuality. And I think Jaden Struble doesn't have enough physical play to compete with Arbor Jackeye, and he doesn't have enough puck moving skills and offensive skills and all of that to compete with the other defensemen. So for me, if we're to have that conversation right now, Jaden Struble is a guy that will move on from long before Jackeye. And to answer your question, yes, I would have Jackeye on the wing as long as he stays with the team in some capacity.
In some way, though, I think if it came to it, you trade Struble. It's easy. You can find Strubles in free agency all the time. They're not unique at all. They're pretty much just that defenseman you grab for your bottom pairing. Jackeye might not play every night, but when you need that physical presence, you have to put him in.
To me, the reason why I say no for Jackeye forward, because one, it's not exactly his natural position, but two, I want him in front of the goaltenders and really get them out of there. We need his size and his strength to really clear the net, be mean. You give those little shots without crossing the line a little bit, like that. That's why I think we need Jackeye. We need him there the most to really clear the net, like make sure the goalie's not screened, get rid of those big bodies in front of that net, and he needs to be mean on the back end too.
I also
needs to be he needs to be a PK specialist. I think he's the perfect guy to step up into that role. He's got everything he needs.
He has to. If he wants to play consistently, he has to get on the penalty kill, and he has to be successful in a sense. He's got to play well. He's got to do well on the PK, which he can. He He needs that chance. He needs that confidence. He's just got to keep it simple, though. There's no need to make his life that much more complicated.
Do you guys actually see Machar playing with Beck and Demidov at the rookie showcase, or you just
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it. I think it would be a good thing. The only not kind of issue I see Machar being a little bit more of a playmaker than somebody who can shoot and score. Although, like, he skates well, he can control the puck well. Like, Demidov is that playmaker too. Owen Beck is
the problem.
There's gravitate towards Kapanen.
He is very inconsistent when it comes to his play. When you're when you're 5'10", you cannot be inconsistent.
No,
you need to.
No, you can't.
And that's probably why I believe he'll never make the NHL. He'll never see an NHL game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I thought last year he played pretty decent, or he did decently well in the rookie tournament. He had a good start in Laval, and then he got hurt again. And I just think, like, if that kind of stuff happens again, sorry to say, but
It's
you
not
know what I
even
mean.
injuries; it's inconsistent play. I have an issue.
Yeah,
It's just,
yeah. Oh, no, 1,000%. I
it
totally agree
happened
with
in
you.
junior when he was playing for Kitchener. It was like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
disappointing.
It was very, but that whole the way all that went down, he started in Laval for like 2 or 3 games, then went to Kitchener, but then also Kitchener, it wasn't, there was problems internally as well with that team that season. So it's just, it wasn't exactly, he wasn't put into the best of opportunities or positions, but at the same time, it's like when you're a first round pick and you're supposed to have the skill that they drafted you for, he needs to stand out. And like you said, at that height of 5'10", like if you're not consistent and you're not standing out, your chances keep dropping and getting lower and lower, man.
I find it funny though when fans of other teams mention Machar, like, because the 2022 draft is incredible. 5 of the top 6 picks all have a chance to make the NHL, which the one guy we haven't mentioned yet is Vincent Rower.
Vincent Rower. I am so looking forward to watching this kid try out. Especially him, not just at the season he had in Europe, but also in the world, the World Championships. Like he, I don't know if it was his breakout moment, but it kind of felt like it. He had like 6 points in 8 games.
Yeah, and what he has is just that blazing speed. He's like, he's such a threat on the penalty kill. He's a guy that will become a penalty kill specialist. I don't know if he'll play in Montreal, but he's going to be I think he'll play in the NHL.
Well, I mean, look, he plays on the right wing. I could definitely see him being a bottom 6 forward, having that third line, maybe a fourth line role.
But the problem with the fourth line is you look at it and you want to have that identity. You want that Florian Jacki, Papanakis, Thorpe
Tyler
line.
Thorpe. I really think we will. Like, no joke, we might get that as a fourth line one day.
It could be the second coming of what the Islanders brought.
Oh my God. Well, because this is a copycat league, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to resemble a little bit of style before the Panthers with that fourth line. I'm just saying, that big, powerful, like, in your face, like, you don't have to score. Intimidate, get in their face. Like, you got to win those battles in the corner, but then also just keep control of the puck, keep control of that puck in the zone, put it back in the corners, fight it off if you have to win those battles. I'm just saying, but I don't think it's a stretch to say that Vincent Rower might get a role one day with the Canadiens. Like, I mean, look, the 3rd round pick, 75th overall. Yeah. And like, he's playing one more year in Europe, and then he's going to make his way to the Montreal Canadiens organization. So, but at the end of the day, like, if he has a good rookie camp, like, they're going to be counting down the days where they can bring him back to North America and keep him within the organization's reach.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has like a really good camp. If they do similarly, not have him play in the NHL like captain to start the year, but have him come back and play in the NHL at the end of the year. That part I could see, because now there's too much depth to do that situation with all the guys that have like moved up, and like you have Demidov. Like, the team is looking really good, except for the centers. Yeah, centers just need.
I think, well, this is going to be the year where management determines and decides what to do with the centerman position or the centerman issue from here. We'll wait and see what happens with Doc. They'll for sure wait and see what happens with Newhook, even though he's going to have another year left on his contract, whereas Doc is in his final year. So we talk about these players. Are there any specifics that you're really hoping to see pan out amongst the prospects? And Chris, this is a question for you as well. Like, is there like a forward or defenseman, like at least 2 each of each position that you really hope stand out and makes obviously a great impression?
Like, I actually would like to see Rower have like a great impression, because I really do like his game. I liked watching him in the World Championships. Obviously, I'd love to see Demidov score a hat trick in one of the games. That would be insane. But
against the Leafs prospect, that would be the best.
Oh yeah, on Sunday.
Exactly.
He would have I'm sure he'd have the passion for that though, like to go extra on Sunday versus Saturday's game, even just for that reason.
Yeah, Chris,
planning on going to both, so I'll get to see it that way.
We'll run into each other. We're gonna come say hi to you for sure.
Sounds good.
So, like you said, Nick, Demidov is the easy answer, but that is not going to be the answer.
No.
I'm really hoping for two guys to stand out and read between the lines. I think the guys that I'm not mentioning, they're either, how do I say this without lacking respect, not as important, or they are already on schedule to be in a specific spot. But I'm going to go with Florian Jacki because I can genuinely see that guy being a call-up for the fourth line. Let's say a guy like Sammy Blais is not panning out as much and there are injuries. I could see a guy like that going, and there's one guy that we just haven't talked about. Maybe it's not the same position. Jacob Fowler. Let's get a solid start to this. Let's get a really solid start to this.
We didn't mention him at all.
Of course.
Well, that's the ace up the sleeve that I was just waiting for.
Exactly. We should purposely planned for that.
Yeah.
Jacob Fowler, guys, this is I wouldn't go as far as say the biggest camp of his hockey career, but it's definitely the camp that could start that ripple effect of knowing what's to come with this goaltender. And I really think here and now is where he could start to make his mark as I want to say future number one goaltender for this team. I really, truly believe that's why they picked him. You know what? Yeah. We talked about the behind the scenes YouTube videos. If you look at that David Reinbacher, Jacob Fowler draft video, there was a back and forth going on between two scouts, and the guy, how he said, we're going to regret not picking this kid. Now, Jacob Fowler, show the Montreal Canadiens organization, prove them right. Prove that scouts right, if anything.
It might be the camp where he can separate himself from a Caden Primo, who had a very similar coming off a very similar NCAA season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But what I think is different is that Fowler has won at more levels. He's won almost everywhere. It's like the scout said in that behind the scenes video. He's won at every level. And I don't know why some scouts, I think it was Pronman that said he has a problem with his physique. And that's why, I don't know if you saw that article where he said that Fowler to him is at best an NHL backup, and he ranked him
It's okay.
I'm convinced that guy is writing articles just to piss people off and get reactions at this point in time.
Piss off the Montreal Canadiens fan base, at least.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay.
That was the most disrespectful thing I ever saw towards Fowler. He's proven to be the best goaltender
at every level, like
in a while, I think.
Oh, 1,000%. And Chris, I'm so happy you mentioned his name because otherwise I was going to mention him. You know what? I think the level of this one prospect that needs to be placed on the same level of importance for this camp for him is David Reinbacher. I really especially with the knee issues that he's had within the last year, especially the same game where Patrick Laine goes up.
His career. The surgery helped his career.
You know what? I want to believe. I'm going to believe you for sure. I truly believe so as well. But now it's okay, you're a 5th overall pick. You have the potential to be paired with one of the most dynamic, most elite, undersized defensemen this organization ever had with Lane Hudson. Okay. This camp is going to be extremely important for David Reinbacher to show them that he's beyond recovered from this injury. He's able to take on the minutes, and I'm talking about 20, 22, maybe even 24 minutes a game. He has to play those amount of minutes in Laval. He also needs to show that he has to. He also needs to show that he could play power play. He could play penalty kill, which he has shown a little bit with Laval, especially in the playoffs. I thought he was great. Didn't look out of place. For
Charlotte. There was one night I went, and he was the only player that looked remotely good for them in that series.
Yeah. 1,000%. And he's a big kid. Now it's time to get into that man strength a little bit. Chris, you mentioned Florian Xhaka. It's the same thing. They got to show that they added muscle, they added strength to their game. They're still young. They're still going to grow into their bodies, but it starts, especially this year.
Florian is still growing. I'm convinced this kid is still growing.
I think so too.
David, when I met him at the golf tournament, he was taller than Arbor. So when I shook there, I spent 5 minutes in one spurt and another 5 minutes in another spurt. And Arbor's listed at 6'4". He looks taller than Arbor. He's still not as full as Arbor, but the kid's still growing. Mm-hmm. If he fills out,
he's gonna be dangerous. He's gonna be a beast. Like, he's gonna be a hitting force. But all that to say is, David Reinbacher, I think he's gonna be the most important defenseman in this rookie camp. I know we mentioned Adam Engstrom, rightfully so, but the Canadiens have more of a plan for David Reinbacher than they do with Adam Engstrom for now. Anything can change. So I say amongst the defensemen, David Reinbacher is somebody I'm going to be keeping an eye out.
Yeah.
Amongst the forwards, you know what? Yeah, I like Vincent Rohrer. I want to see him. I want to see Owen Beck take it up a notch. I want to see him play a responsible two-way game, be that 200-foot centerman. I hope Philip Machar impresses. I really, really do. I am rooting for the kid. I think I know what to expect out of Tyler Thorpe, a guy like him. Just use your body, drive the net like he did last year. But at Owen Beck, like, if you're going to be playing against other 20-year-olds, 21, 22-year-olds, like, you need to be the best forward on the ice to show that you're developed beyond this skill set, this age group, and that you're ready to go against the bigger boys in the big leagues.
And I think he could be the best forward if it wasn't for Ivan Demidov.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. Like, he has the potential to be the best forward on there otherwise. Like, Beck seems to have been ready for the NHL for a long time, since he was 18 years old. It's just he needs to show it. He's got it all, and he's going to be a third or fourth line center.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think he's
But does he have more in him? Is the question.
I think he's got the potential. I think he's got the potential to be a third line center.
It's written in the sky that this guy is eventually going to be Jake Evans' substitute. Like, it's perfect. So? It's the eventuality. I'm not saying this season. I'm not even necessarily saying next season, but I think their game is very, very similar in that he's going to be a PK specialist. He's going to be, obviously, he was fantastic at face-off since a young age. He's got great skating abilities. He's just got a good overall vision. And again, he's more, I would say, defensive minded. He can contribute the odd goal and great play and good pass. But I just think that he's going to be that type of guy who you're going to throw on when you need to protect the lead and need to be responsible in your defensive zone. That's just me. That's, again, no disrespect to Jake Evans, but it's just there is an evolution plan. In the eventuality, Jake Evans is going to soon hit his 30s, and at that point in time, I think he's just the perfect replacement.
Yep.
Yeah, and it could like you said, 2-3 years down the road.
I got a question for you, Nick. Do you think this is also Joshua Roy's last chance?
Oh yeah, this could be his last year. He needs to have he's not at the rookie camp, but
no,
I'm actually surprised that he's like. Oh wait, it might be because he's played too many games 2 years ago for the rookie camp. Yeah, that might be why. It's
exactly. But listen, he lost 15 pounds. He's in the
best shape of his life. We'll see how that goes.
Oh man, I've said this before. I think the arrival of Bolduc really kind of chopped him at the legs a little bit, at the chances of making this team, especially for a third line role.
Yeah, where would he fit now? That's the thing. That's
the biggest question, especially with the arrival of Bolduc.
Exactly. So, I mean, there's no fit for him anywhere. You try and place him anywhere, and you're like, oh, but we have this guy already that is better.
He basically has to dominate in the AHL. That's literally it.
Yep. No, he's got no choice. He's got to play top line minutes, and he's got to score at least 20 goals again. He's got to get a bunch of those on the power play. I don't know, man. I'm rooting for him. I root for all the prospects, by the way, but it's just you look at all the pieces of the puzzle that management's put together, and it's bringing in that Bolduc player.
And
I'm just saying, man,
it's not even part of their it's not even their guy either.
No, but I think they still had I don't know if it's high hopes, but they had some hope for him. They really liked his game in his first year in the pros.
I do think though that it's easier for them to get rid of guys from the 2021 draft than their own guys. Like, and that's another reason why I was thinking like Beck would always be thought of ahead of Kapanen for the main reason they drafted Beck. But also Beck is just a way better center. And
well, slowly, if you're noticing, Hughes and Gordon are getting rid of like some of the pieces that Marc Bergevin drafted.
Yeah.
Slowly,
and that's why I think Joshua might be the next one. Like if he doesn't if he doesn't get doesn't have a good camp, he could be on his way out.
I wouldn't be surprised to be 100% honest with you. Like I hope it doesn't happen. I hope he has some success and gets he is like, you watch him in the World Juniors, like he set up the winning goal for the gold medal. Like he looked great next to Connor Bedard. I don't know if it's a confidence issue or if it's a drive. There's a lack of drive in his game.
Lack of drive, I'm pretty sure. I think he went into camp thinking he had his spot saved last year, and he just then on out he was behind.
Also, though, it shows he needed a veteran centerman like a Monahan, like a Sean Monahan, because he played very well with Sean Monahan, but he had the perfect veteran to guide him on that ice.
Yeah.
So the Prospect Showdown on the Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th. It's too bad, just to slowly wrap things up, it's too bad we won't get to see Michael Hage, LJ Mooney, and Alexander Zarovsky, obviously because of the rules. But next year we're definitely going to be seeing Michael Hage there, and I think fans are going to be beyond excited for that.
I think Hage he's going to play in the NHL in April, the very end of the season.
Okay, so you think he gets an NHL contract and not a minor league pro contract?
Yeah, of course, he's got that skill. I think he's going to improve on his rookie season. He's going to make
interesting
World Juniors. He's gonna have a great year in Michigan.
He better make the World. If he doesn't make the World Juniors, like I'm gonna call them frauds. For I don't know what else to call them, but
it'd be politics. You look at what he did during the showcase.
Yeah,
there was one of their best prospect that was better, but that's it.
Yeah,
I think everyone else in the entire tournament wasn't as good as him and Atos Koivu, who's obviously gonna make Team Finland.
Yeah, I'm surprised him too. I look forward to seeing in a Habs uniform one day. At least at a Prospect Showdown.
I don't know what his potential is going to be at the NHL level.
Yeah, him too. It's tough to tell, like especially now because we see the pieces, but we got to remember that one day we won't have a Josh Anderson, we won't have a Brendan Gallagher. We, like Chris said, we won't have a Jake Evans. Like
we will always have a Brendan Gallagher. It will never go away because LJ Mooney exists. So you just replace, plug and replace. It's so easy. With that.
He's got so much skill though, that kid. He's unbelievable.
He's a more skilled version of Brendan Gallagher at that age.
1,000%. But I'd be curious to see if he's going to develop that habit of putting himself in the dangerous areas, like in front of the net,
already does.
like a Brendan Gallagher.
He puts himself in the danger.
I look forward to him. Well, that one hit he did on against who was it against? It was USA versus Finland? Like he just took out a guy like twice his size. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, like it's 6'2", 6'3" guy. Like
yeah.
Wait, was it?
It's like
Frundell.
I've tried. Was it
Anton Frundell? He took out
for the life of me.
It could have been Anton Frundell actually, but I know the hit you're talking about.
Yeah, no, it was. I saw it on social. Obviously, I saw it on social media. Excuse me. And it's getting late, but one last question for you. For the both of you, where do you see not just the Canadiens, but where do you see the Laval Rocket finishing this year?
So for the Canadiens, I see them maybe going up to maybe the first wild card or the second wild card, finishing with like 95 to 99 points. Laval Rocket, I could still see them up there, but again this year with a good season from Jacob Fowler.
Yeah. I could see that too.
Possibly the team MVP. And maybe top 5 in the league again.
I love it.
Well, Nick, thanks for taking the words out of my mouth, but I was going to say top 5 for Laval because I mean they had such a dominant season last season, and I think that was something that was clearly communicated. They were just missing that man strength, and they had to spend the summer in the gym. And it seems as though a lot of these guys and these key pieces were very, very disciplined over the course of the summer. So that's why I say they can be just as good, possibly even better. In terms of the Montreal Canadiens, I am going to go out on a limb and say they are going to break the 100-point mark. I don't think they're going to get I don't think they're going to get above 102, but I do think that they'll be right at that 100 to 102 mark. I find it very strange. If you look at the team now it's my turn to be a broken record. It's just the team got so much better. Everybody seems to be healthy, starting with a better power play, and we're 2 better power play units from day one. I just, again, even if they concede more goals, I do foresee a lot more goals, and I do foresee a lot more guys playing their roles. And then again, there's the Noah Dobson factor. Like, I'm sorry to say, but this, you want to take Mike Matheson as an example. You want to take, I hate to even use his name, but Caden Gooley in a certain sense, like Noah Dobson. And you basically have to think of it this way, fans. You have 2 Lane Hudsons almost. Not the same style of play, not the same player. Don't mess with my words in that sense. All I'm saying is that we have 2 top-tier defensemen. We had 1 truly top-tier defenseman, and we had great supporting roles like a Caden Gooley. But even if you were to take like David Savard, we got better. We did get better. In all senses, we have gotten better. We don't have Jakub Dobeš making the jump midway through the season, and Primo, shitting the beds on multiple occasions. And in that way, like, I don't understand how people could see the Canadiens being lower, and at the same time, like, everybody is so high on Toronto. I can't for the life of me understand why everybody's so high on Toronto when you lost a 100-point player who was a significant contributor to the guys who are putting up all the other goals, which means like Nylander and Matthews, unless Nylander and Nyes are really feeding off of each other, there's no way that Matthews is going to be as putting up as many points as he did in the past seasons with Marner. So at the end of the day, like, Leafs should be falling in the standings. Boston Bruins are an absolute shit show. Detroit might have gotten better, but who's to say that there's not going to be an adaptation period for all these different teams to all these different players to get accustomed to playing with one another. Buffalo still hasn't proven anything. So if you ask me, like, it's the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning, and even at that, the Tampa Bay Lightning, they are all getting older. Vasilevsky has shown signs of not being the same goalie that he has been in years past. Is that a reason to doubt them? Absolutely not. But like, everybody's saying the Atlantic is absolutely brutal. Yes, it's probably the toughest, most competitive division, but the Canadiens got way better than most of their counterparts in the Atlantic Division. And for that reason, there are going to be a lot more games where they're going to be climbing up the ranks and they could find themselves in a playoff spot. I think they could even, we're talking wild card. This is a very long-winded answer. I'm so sorry, but all that to say is I don't even think they necessarily have to be a wild card spot. I think they could be top 3 within their division. It's a bold prediction, but I don't think it's out of the question. I really don't.
I say fourth. I say fourth within their division because listen, whether we want to admit it or not, Toronto, Tampa, and Florida are still strong teams. Florida's still the powerhouse, even though they won't have Matthew Tkachuk for a good chunk of the season. They still got guys there. It's going to depend on health, right? So pending everybody's healthy except for Matthew Tkachuk, Tampa Bay, I could see this being one of those seasons where they're still going to be on the top, but after that, they might start going down the roster as the guys get older,
like Boston
and whatnot.
Finally did last year.
But exactly, I see the Canadiens finishing higher than the Ottawa Senators simply because I see the Canadiens having a much better start of the season in October compared to last year. Even November wasn't that hot. I don't see the Canadiens dipping early on in the season. I see them having a bit of a consistent start. Or somewhat better,
with 3/4 of their roster practicing together all summer too.
Well, I think if you're going to start Lane Hudson on the power play right away, there's your answer, and then you have a Noah Dobson probably on the second unit. You bring in a Zach Bolduc as well. They're that answers your questions and solves your problems. So I think the Canadiens could finish 4th in their division behind Florida, Tampa, and Toronto. And I agree with Nick. That's going to make them take the first wild card spot. Yeah, instead of just making the second wild card by the skin of their teeth or at game 82. So Nick, man, this was awesome. Can you just explain just one last before we let you go? Sick Media made an announcement that they're going to be hosting the Laval Rocket games in French. Can you just give us a bit of a quick description of what that's going to be and how that's going to take place?
So what it's going to be is it's going to be directly on their website. So on on the sickpodcast.ca or .com. And it'll be they'll be announcing the games. It's Cedric Blondin that was working Almada games before, and what's his name there? Vincent Dumoy, or that will be his color commentator, and it'll only be for the home games, and it's not going to be TV. It's just going to be radio, but it's a start for the Sick Media to get into that. All they've been doing is podcasts for the past 5 years, so now they're with 25 podcasts. They're finally moving on to a new step in there.
That's fantastic.
In the company.
Congratulations. Yeah, no, congratulations to Sick Media and the Sick Media Productions. No, that's great. That's awesome, man. Nick, where can our followers and viewers find you on social media?
So it's Nick L 2500 on Twitter. Habs fan 2500 on Instagram. I don't really use Instagram much anymore, but why not?
So you're mostly on Twitter.
It's pretty much all on Twitter.
There you have
to be
it.
Honest.
Yeah, that's exactly that. We'll have your name tag description or the details within our description, so members can follow you on Twitter. Nick, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us, man. This was awesome. This was fun. Can't wait. Hopefully we get to see you Sunday at the Prospect Showdown, Montreal Canadiens versus the. Shoot us a message, and we'll arrange a get together, man. Take care of yourself. Just want to say a big thank you. A big thank you to our audience members. If you joined on YouTube once again, please click like and subscribe. It's absolutely free. Audio platforms such as Apple Podcast, Spotify. Please give us an honest rating and review. A big thank you to our sponsors, Habs Cave and Mike's Barbecue Rub. You can find them on Instagram and on Twitter. Don't forget to add Nick on Twitter as well. You can follow the Curfew Boys on Twitter, Instagram. What else do we use? YouTube, we use TikTok, YouTube. I think we use that. Yeah, all these social media platforms. Nick, once again, thank you so much. Have a good evening. Chris, thank you so much for doing this with me. We'll see you all in the next season, ladies and gentlemen. Hockey season's around the corner. Until next time, bye now.
Bye now.
Good night.